That's right, ladies and gentlemen. The Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals, almost all Democrat appointed, has ruled against Donald Trump in one of the biggest upsets in history. Now, you have to understand, Trump just yesterday read out the law where it says the president can indefinitely ban anybody he wants from coming into the country. Every other nation has this power. This is pure globalism, saying we don't have a right to keep people out of here from Libya or Somalia or other failed states. I mean, these are literal failed states, absolutely imploded. And the idea is that the courts are engaged in lawmaking. And Pat Buchanan points out in a story on DrudgeReport.com that Trump must break the power of the courts, just like Andrew Jackson broke the power of the courts and the Congress as well when they tried to overthrow the country. And that's why Trump knows this and has a statue of Andrew Jackson and a painting of him in the Oval Office. This is a message. This is the guy that restored the republic, broke the central banks that were trying to take over. Ladies and gentlemen, there is no debating the fact that this is the clear law that, again, a 5-year-old can understand. He covered it yesterday, but that shows where this country is with the Republican Party, the Democratic Party, the big mega banks, the Catholic Church, the Communist Chinese, the Saudi Arabians. Everybody thinks this country's done. I mean, this was a back from the dead moment, Trump getting elected. And whether it's killing carbon taxes that only America has to pay, China and others don't, or whether it's trying to cut corporate taxes so the jobs come back here, or whether it's bringing $200 billion just in his first 16, 17 days in office of jobs from Chrysler and Ford back. It's just incredible. Or a trillion, no, it's over $2 trillion now of money that's come back in the stock market with the big central banks trying to bankrupt the country as we speak. Meanwhile, we have Senator Sessions and the known pedophile rings all over the country. He's trying to expose those. They're arresting hundreds of pedophiles every few days all over the United States, rolling up these networks that are controlled by the Democratic Party and the Republican Party. That's why there's massive censorship going on Google, Facebook, Twitter against this. The Joe Rogan podcast, we only covered admitted mainstream news on the subject of Pizzagate. They censored that. They're announcing massive censorship, Twitter and Facebook right now. This is a huge time to be alive, ladies and gentlemen. But the good news is America is on fire. And Sweden is on fire, and Germany is on fire with the awakening to what's happening. But here's the bad news. We're being flooded by hundreds of thousands a month of just unvetted people that come here and stay, have their babies for free, mainly from the Middle East. And these are from war-torn countries where women can't go out in public with their faces out or they pour acid on them, where people have their heads chopped off. I mean, this is really, really serious right now because there's going to be more terror attacks in Europe and here. And the globalists just don't care. I mean, my God, what is Congress going to do? What's Trump going to do? We have laws that are clear-cut that, again, a 5-year-old can understand. And those have been completely overturned right now by courts involved in lawmaking. So this is the most clear-cut, and I've studied history. I've never seen courts overturn clear, written language, and it shows you how the Republican appointed people are working with the Democrats as well. Let's get Rob to his quick take on that.
Yeah, I can't believe that it's come to this, that he's gone and explained it. He's written it. These are laws that were already, not even laws, it was Homeland Security under the Obama administration that determined that these countries were unsafe and that they had to do something about it. So all he's doing is taking those regulations that they were.
4 presidents have done it off a law.
Right.
He just put an executive order on the law.
Well, Jimmy Carter told the Iranians, "Hey, we're not going to let you in. You took our hostages." We have that going on in several of these countries right now. We're running operations in Yemen, Libya, Somalia, Iraq, Afghanistan, and whether we're there or not, you could debate that, whether we're there or not justly. But what's not debatable is that we have to protect our country. If you're going there and we're bombing these people, we are going to create terrorists. And we can talk about that issue too. But you can't just say, hey, we're going to open the floodgates and let everybody come in who wants to come in.
Sure, let's expand on that. Listen, here's the big issue. Forget the terrorists. Forget the 7 countries that Obama bombed 4 of them. Forget all those arguments. The law says the president can do this. Right. He can do it indefinitely, not just for 90 days. So this is illegal, and it's open and shut. I want to take this live video, maybe put it together, several minutes if you can, with just Trump yesterday laying out the law. I mean, anybody can understand this. This shows how the whole world is ganged up against America. And here's the big news for everybody. Bloomberg, CNBC, the IMF, the World Bank, the Private Federal Reserve, Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan are all trying to plunge the economy right now to repudiate nationalism. Just like they voted 6 months ago in the UK to just say, hey, we're not under EU control. We're allowed to have our own sovereignty. And the media was like, oh, God, this is so horrible. How dare you not be under our control when you never voted for it? They're trying to put England under a collapse as well. So this is economic terrorism. So they're pushing this as hard as they can. It's going to hurt you, folks. Trump is a damn champion for the people. And he's just surrounded by Republican wolves. And I don't know if the American people actually deserve this. They may just deserve David Brock and poverty and enslavement. And I mean, big report today on Infowars.com by John Rappaport. He's on tomorrow, where he's got all the documents, a 12-page article where they admittedly know that the college degrees are 90% worthless. 9 out of 10 are worthless. So they want to create mental illness. So you're so mentally ill when you come out of college, because they know how to artificially put you in groupthink and peer pressure and make you mentally ill. You're already primed in high school and in primary school, so that you're so mentally ill and triggered and screwed up, and 25% are now on drugs in college, prescription drugs, psychotropic, that you're so mentally ill you never know why you have a worthless degree and why you have no future. So they weaponize and brain damage the people as they give them worthless degrees.
Weaponized mental illness. That's exactly
it's
what
weaponized mental illness. And then you wonder why these people are just total gibbering idiots, beating up women and stuff. This is scientific warfare. This is 21st century, folks. You want to see how America was taken down and Europe? I mean, this is it, folks. This is the Third World War. It's a psychological warfare grid using Islamic jihadists and leftists and just feminists saying they want women to have acid dumped on their faces and their genitals cut off, screaming Allah Akbar. I mean, you cannot make up the anti-Western orgy we're seeing. So more reports coming. Infowars.com/show. The good news is, despite all the censorship, everything, we are absolutely. Hey, brother. How you doing, sir? Doing a live feed. Want to say something on TV? Ninth Circuit just rolled against Trump, even though it's just clear law.
Yeah, I like that, man. That's all right.
All right, there you go. There you go. Live feed. All right, there you go. So a lot of stuff going on, ladies and gentlemen. And
I mean, the next step is the Supreme Court, right? That's after.
No one's walked by here, and one guy walks by as a listener saying, he's like, whoa. See, almost everybody's awake unless they're a zombie. So this is an epic moment in history, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody else thinks it's a big joke to even be informed or involved in this. America's sovereignty is being broken, regardless of what you think of Trump. He did what all presidents are allowed to do, and many have done. And the court said, no, you don't. We think the American people are dumb, and we think that we've got the force to ignore this. Well, guess what? Wait till there's an attack. Wait till one of your jihadis stages an attack. Infowars.com/show. Spread that link, ladies and gentlemen. They can't stop you, the power of the people. You can rip their political arm out of its dirty socket.